Welcome to Built by People Leaders podcast. I'm your host, Daria Rudnik, and this show is for HR and L&D leaders in scale-ups and fast-growing companies. Those building real impact from within and building AI-ready organizations. If you go to dariarudnik.com, you can download the State of HR in AI Transformation Report 2026. And today we have a very special guest. I'm very excited to have this conversation with Marina Morgan. Marina is a fractional strategy leader and executive facilitator who works with founders, executives, and boards to turn strategy into execution. She focuses on aligning leadership team, structuring decision making, and ensuring organizations are operationally ready for scaling, AI adoption, and major transformations. She's also the creator of the AIQ framework used to assess how ready companies are to implement change and make it work in practice. Welcome, Marina.
Thank you, Daria. Thank you all for having me today.
Well, please introduce yourself. Tell us about your journey in HR.
Absolutely. So for now, I'm living in Silicon Valley. And of course, I have my own startup and I am developing my own technology, AIQ. We are measuring the readiness of organization with AI integration through the non-technological parameters. Because for now, the main priority on the market is the data and infrastructure and, of course, budget. But as a professional in people management, I know that the real factors that influence for the resultativeness of any integration or any transformation is not to buy the technology, not to provide correct data for technology, but how actually our employee and our team are using this technology. What do they really do with this innovation? And is there the positive correlation between what we're expecting from them and what they are really doing with this technology? So this is my priority and this is my focus. And this is kind of logical stage of my career. I have a degree in organizational psychology, and my science work was about management of organizational culture. So since then, it was kind of 20 years ago, something like this. Before it became the mainstream, my perspective for the business was that organization is a system, and organization actually this is interaction between several system, economical system, legal system, and of course human system. And organizational culture is everything that people are doing in the business. So I lived in Russia, and pretty fast I developed my corporate career in the technological media and telecom sector. I worked in the biggest companies in Russia, and then I felt that I don't know what ambitious goal can I put to my table to motivate myself. And at the same time, I had a business trip to Silicon Valley. It was in 2021, I believe. And when I came here, I pretty fast understood that something like I belong to this place or something. It was very obvious that I want to be here. I want to try to do something here. So I moved. And I started to develop my own business, my own technologies. It was a ton of failures. It was a ton of pivots, as always. Everybody who left the corporate career and developing something by their own, they are facing with this. You are thinking you're a great manager, you know how to build a process, you know the market, you have your power, your influence. But when you are alone on the market without a big brand behind your back, it's absolutely another journey, and entrepreneurship is absolutely not the same like executive management or something like this. I can't say worse or better. It's just different skill set, different mindset, and I'm really happy that for now I'm kind of hybrid personality with a corporate background, so I can understand my clients from the corporate world here in the United States, but at the same time. I'm identifying myself like a founder, like an entrepreneur, and I can really understand the reality of this segment of market. And trying to balance.
That is a very courageous move to move from one country to another, quit your corporate career, start a startup, a business. I mean, that's incredible. But given your experience in, again, HR and big transformations, helping organizations grow, what do you see as the biggest challenge that companies face when they, again, under those transformations? You mentioned people, but what exactly?
It's a really great and big question. It depends on the industry and it depends on the scale of the company. And I believe for now we're living in AI reality and it's absolutely changed all rules. And we right now are living in non-linear scenarios. Because when I started my career, we actually could create something kind of 5-year strategy for our business. Then it turned to a 3-year strategy, when it turned to 1-year strategy. And for now in Silicon Valley, we're even enabled to, and I believe for all the world is the same situation. We can't even plan something for the next 5 days. And management rely on actual data on the dashboards and those data that AI agents helping to collect from the market, from the business. So coming back to your question, what is the main, I can say, obstacle for growth? Well, let's put it in this way. Okay, what is the main obstacle to grow? If we're speaking about the smaller companies, 100% this is the mindset of the owner of the company, because owner or founders or team of owners, this is the source of organizational culture. Do you want it or you don't want it? Believe you're in it or you don't believe? It will work in this way. And I have a lot of different clients cases that really prove this hypothesis, and it was a part of my science research. So there is a strong correlation between what's going on in the brain of the business owner and or what will reflects in the culture. Even if we're speaking about the great corporations like Google, Meta, or something like this, of course they are kind of the monsters with the board members, with the investment board members, with there is no like one founder there, but still the relationship between the most powerful people in the company and those who created this company still will influence for what's going on in the company. And if we are speaking about the real change, about the real change for the growth, I'll recommend to start with the mindset of the business owner or the key leaders. And it is easier to say about it than to do something with this, but the reality is that, and you like a professional coach, I think you will agree with me here, if we try to bring change from down to top, it will work, but in a very small area of organization, very small area of change. And if our leadership, if our leaders are not very flexible for change and they're not really open for this, it will be really difficult to do something. And typically what we can see in the market, only real decrease of income or something, or losing their market position, this is that really influence and make them to do something with this, or probably even to change the board members or something like this. And as a professional in human resources who went through the several really global transformation and working with the corporate leaders for now, I believe that we are able to prevent it. And I think that as a professionals in human resources, this is one of our responsibilities to prevent losing the positions on the market for our business where we're working.
I do agree that it starts from the top. It starts with from the founders. And in one of the episodes of this podcast, we had an interview with the founder, and who says that building a culture is his most important responsibility. That is his most important job. Let's say like you are an HR in a growing company, and you kind of have this understanding that it starts from the top. It starts with the CEO or the founder. How do you help them realize that building a culture is important? It's part of their job. How can they find this language to talk to their CEO and actually help them change the mindset, build the culture, like do something meaningful about it?
Okay, so first and foremost, there is a difference between me and human resource professional who work inside the company. There is a difference between me, like an independent professional from the market, and the position of people manager inside the company, because clients are coming to me with a request. And this is one scenario how we can prove something for them or make them be more involved in solving the problems that they're facing. When you're inside the company and nobody coming to you with a request, and you see the problem, this is absolutely another scenario. I will try to provide several unique tips that will work in both way. So first, You need to be very familiar with the real KPIs of your business, of your management, of your CEO, board members, whatever. What is really important for them right now? What are they focusing on? What are their personal KPI? And your position should be like a partner who help them to achieve their KPI. I know that people, manager professionals, don't really like it, but this is reality. Human resource budget never was a priority, and probably it will not become the priority in the future, because the priority always will be those departments, those parts of the business who are influenced for their level of income, because typically HR budget is something that a company is spending, like salaries, different services, kind of the service segment of business. Our budget will never be kind of priority, and we need to accept that our role here is to help those who bring the money to the organization to do their job better and to become a partner for them. It is impossible to do if you don't understand the reality of your business, not only inside of your business. Of course, you like a chair, you have an access for all the CNB data, all the salaries, all the bonus structures, but I'm speaking about something beyond of that. You need to understand what is the position of your company on the market, what is going on in the market, what is the trends on the market, who is your closest competitors, what are they doing, what services are they provide. And it will be great if you will be proactive and come to your management and say, I see that this and this is our priorities. I see that our competitors do this and this is my suggestion, what we can do with our employees, what we can do with the people, how we can do our transformation better. Depends on what is on the table right now. And that's how we can do it. This is the price for this, because this is very important. Another part of it, if you are unable to prove the numbers of the budget that you are requesting for any of your solution, for any of your program, whatever, nobody will take you serious. And for example, what did I do? It's very difficult to speak about the budget with the CEO. I will always come to ask some money. I will not suggest to bring more money. And several things that can be good here. The first one, for example, you can split all the budget for any of your employees and say something like, we will spend like $100 for one employee, but in the future, it will help us to optimize the costs for $300 per employee. And in this case, the final amount will not sound so, painful and ridiculous. Another thing, I've already mentioned it, if to speaking about how we can optimize our budget because of this. And the last thing, it is always great to see numbers on the market. You can find it there. That will prove what is the potential growth if you will do this. For example, when I worked in the telecom companies, I was responsible for the development of all the commercial segments. That mean that my responsibility was to develop those skill of these employees that bring company more money. I had this data, and those employee who followed my programs, who achieved some results in the programs and transformation initiatives that I suggested, the income per employee increased for 20%, and it was the millions per employee, and it was really impressive. So I relied on these numbers, and when I suggested to scale my project, to scale the initiatives, I had these success tractions that I can rely on. If you don't have something like this, it's not a problem. Please find something on the market. There is a ton of cases on different markets in different countries. Not limiting yourself, AI will help you to find those numbers that you can rely on. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I totally agree. Like, first, speak business language, understand KPIs, understand the market, find out how you can either optimize cost or increase company's revenue by doing those initiatives. And I mean, I did see cases that impacted cost saving, like $10 million was saved because there was a great culture in this organization. That was kind of
absolutely.
direct correlation.
And another thing that I mentioned is, please accept your role, accept that human resource department will never be on the top priority. If something will happen, it will be one of the first department that will be optimized, because the main priority for any business is those departments who are earning the money, not spending the money. And this is okay. Just accept it, understand your role, and thinking about yourself like about a best partner for your business, for your commercial department, for strategy, and so on.
We actually had a conversation with a leader of L&D function who brought money to the organization. So there
Mhm.
are ways to kind of bring
Absolutely.
money to the company if you're really looking for them. If there is an opportunity, you can always help. Like Marina, you're saying, you can always help your company grow faster, better, less painfully. I'm really curious about your AIQ framework and what it does. And most importantly, I mean, like you said, AI is like any other transformation. It requires you need to have people on board. How AI transformation is different from any other transformation that company are going through.
Actually, we can find some similarity with the digital transformation. But at the same time, the main difference is not inside the company, it is globally on the market. Because when we went through the digital transformation, we could rely on experience of technological companies or like other competitors because it was more linear and it wasn't so fast. I think it took probably 10 or even 20 years. I mean, all this digital transformation, because of course,
COVID actually drove it
includes it.
most.
I mean, companies could normally function in even without like global digital transformation. And big companies, manufacturing companies, they really needed time and big budgets to digitalize their services. And it was normal for them to move slowly with their own pace because this normal pace were like typical for all the market. With AI, we have absolutely another picture because everything is changing every day in all the industries. It's happening really fast. You are unable to be slow. If you will be slow, you will definitely lose your position on the market. At the same time, we don't have enough regulation. I mean, legal, ethical, and actually, as I can see, government is really not very successful. I mean, there is no like policies or something like this from them, and they just trying to understand what's going on. And I believe that probably the average age of any government of any countries should become a little bit more younger. I think this is important aspect of this change. No any problems. I just think that should be balanced. It is very difficult when you were born 80 years ago to understand how like digital native or AI native people are thinking and how they work, and it's really difficult. They just trying, but it should be balanced. This is the first time in our life when any professional can become whenever they want. And we are speaking a lot about solopreneurship here in the Valley, about the agent orchestration. You can become, I don't know, designer, data analytic, developer, whenever you want. And this mindset shift, it's really difficult to accept, even for the like person. And the same thing is for the organization. I think that any organization trying to find identity several times per day. Who are you now? Because of the global AI companies like Anthropic, OpenAI, any new version is a game changer. For example, probably you saw a couple months ago, it was the drama on the SaaS market because of Anthropic, because Anthropic just suggested very useful and very easy to manage agents that you can easily integrate in your infrastructure, and you really don't need this budget for the SaaS companies right now. And it's really changed the market, the numbers on the market, and we will facing with this every day. I'm saying sometimes that we were before kind of Homo sapiens, and we need to become like Homo adaptans, like somebody who can be very adaptive and change the identity every day. So this is the main difference: speed, flexibility, and zero predictability that demands on us like very high resilience and adaptive skills.
Cool, amazing. And I know you have a story to tell us about how to become more adaptive and flexible, how to build your own resilience, and we'll keep this story till the end of this conversation. And for now, Marina, it's incredible. Well, thanks for sharing your experience. I have a few rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready for those?
Absolutely.
All right. Are you a tea person or a coffee person?
Coffee. Decaf coffee, by the way, but coffee, still coffee.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Would you rather take a message or a phone call?
Definitely messages.
It's a trend now. Yeah, everybody loves messages. What did you want to be when you were a kid?
I wanted to be a teacher, actually.
Teacher what?
I didn't think about it. I just thought that it
Okay.
will be great. And no, actually, I had this conversation with my coach for several times. The main attractive energy that I have in this profession is that you are influenced for the audience. So, and I'm influenced for another sources for now.
What's one rule you've broken but don't regret?
Actually, I was a very, very strong perfectionist in my professional area, and moving to United States make me to change this. You're unable to be perfect when you're in a new country and when you're an immigrant. Don't really understand the rules, and you're trying to analyze all the parameters that influence for your effectiveness, and you're trying to be perfect. And this is the way for nowhere. So I'm not trying to be perfect anymore.
Well, thank you so much, Marina. We still have this story to tell us about how to build your resilience. What's the unexpected principle that help you be more flexible in this ever-changing environment? But before we go into that, how people can reach out to you, how people can find you?
First, please watch Daria Rudnik's podcast. This is a great source of amazing people you can meet here. Like, promote, share everything that you can. And you can easily connect with me in my LinkedIn, Marina Morgan, San Francisco. You will find me with my photo, or via my website, AIQ.impact. Just write me something or give me the request.
Absolutely. And we'll have all the links in the notes to this episode. So make sure you click, make sure you connect with Marina. All right. So tell us about the principle that help you be more effective in this ever-changing world.
It's a really great story. It was a period in my life that I was very deep in neurophysiology, and I even became a collaborator with the Berkeley University and Icona, and we provide global research for all over the world about the correlation between the entrepreneur's mindset and mental health condition with the business effectiveness and the level of income, and we really found this correlation. It's really very new word in these aspects of the exploration of neurophysiology of entrepreneurship. So, and in this period, I found very impressive thing. Enjoyment should be your priority. Enjoyment should be your priority. This is not obvious thing for HR, for CEO, for board members, for investors, for founder, because enjoyment, this is the thing that we are typically deprioritizing. But neurophysiological aspects of this influence for the resultativeness of how we are adapted, how we change. And as I mentioned, being a human adaptive, this is a very important skill in our modern reality. And if you will not experience enjoyment every day, our brain will accept the reality in that you're living like a danger. And when we're feeling our reality like a danger, it's a very, very bad environment for development, for strategic thinking, for creativity and new skills and changing the mindset. This is kind of privilege for our brain from a neurophysiological perspective. And from another hand, if every day in your life you will dedicate some time to enjoyment, our brain will think that we're on the right way, everything is fine, everything is okay, and will produce those neurotransmitting cocktail for your condition that will help you to be very open, flexible, and to develop. It's very easy to understand if we'll compare with the animal world. If like tiger running for the, I don't know, deer, he will not play, create something new, love, looking for some kind of new berries or something like this. Deer will just run. It will be heart beating, the blood will go to the legs instead of the brain, and so on. In another hand, when you're relaxed, when you have this enjoyment, everything will be fine. So make it your priority. Create a list with 100 simple things and big things that make you happy. Just book it in your calendar when you're planning your week schedule. In every day, just book 15 or 20 minutes for this enjoyment process. Switch off the telephone, take your favorite mug with your favorite tea, go for a walk, open the window, do something from your list, and you will see the change pretty soon.
I love it. Do what you love and love what you do. That's the motto of today's conversation. Well, thank you so much, Marina. It was an incredible conversation. To those listening to us, thanks for being with us till the end. Please Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned for the next episodes. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.